I want this coffee table. Good morning, my dudes. It's Wednesday. It's a long day. I think I'm gonna wait a couple hours to go into the office today since I'm gonna be there until 9. I think what I'm gonna do is go to a coffee shop and get a little bit of work done on my sermon.
There's a Meowth on campus somewhere. Did you get it?
Yes.
Where was it?
On the corner of like 7th and Coulter.
Okay. I'm gonna go over in there and get that today. What level are you?
13. Or 14. What?
That's the highest I've heard so far.
Really?
I'm surprised that makes you happy.
It does. Because I thought I was like, I had no idea what I was doing.
I'm level 6.
I didn't get too much done at Starbucks. It's harder for me to work there than I remember it being. So I'm back at the office. I'm getting a little bit of work done here. At 5 o'clock, I got a meeting with Daniel. Today's mostly about getting my sermon done. I've got a few hours before college Bible study. I got to talk with Kat for a little bit today. I showed her my lesson plan. She says I'm on the right track, which is good. So if I can plan out the first quarter before quarter one starts, I'll be in good shape because that way I'll have stuff to hand to people if I need sub-plans or anything like that. All in all, today's a good day. I'm getting a lot done. So I'm going to listen to a couple podcasts about the Bible passage for this week. I like to listen to the Lectio Cast by Dr. Daniel David Kirk and the Pulpit Fiction podcast. I like their perspective on the text. I like that they always try to reach out and figure out how the passage is talking about life together now. They're a little bit on the social gospel end of things, pretty liberal, but I never minded that. But it's just nice to have that because the commentaries are always going to be meaning, and I like a little bit of help in trying to determine the meaningfulness. Whenever we're preaching, we're trying to say, what does it mean and why is it meaningful? So once I listen to that, I'll have a better idea of places that I can go. And then obviously we'll try and figure out what the application could be for our context, our congregation, our community.
These would come off. Oh, I think it's just, that's what it is. All these screws right here.
Yeah, so the bottom piece comes off, which is good.
And then we take the main piece, put on furniture rollers, and then store it. So we got two pieces.
Two pieces.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah. So one of them is super heavy,
Word up.
but it does technically go back together if we needed to. That's why we're moving it, is because two people have fallen and hurt themselves walking around it. Oh man, this thing is huge.
Okay, I have no idea how much footage I have for today because today is one of those days where I was working like crazy and not filming a bunch, and I had meeting after meeting after meeting, and appointments like that are not necessarily the things that I can film. But it's about 7:30 now. We're just getting going on college Bible study. Everything's going well. Got a couple kids in, even though a lot of people are out of town. But I just had a meeting with Daniel about music for the coming year, and I'm really stoked. It seems like everything's gonna work out.
Plagiarism isn't really a thing in breakdancing, but I guess I don't really know.
I love this time of day. Between 7:30 and 8 o'clock every night. Clouds look amazing right now. We sure did end up in a wonderful place to live.
This is becoming a disconcerting trend. I walked into this hallway, and that one all the way back there scared the daylights out of me. You're gonna get grounded. Yeah, I wish I was filming. It would have been better if I was filming.
I was on BuzzFeed, and because I had like an hour to kill, so I went on BuzzFeed, and I saw this it was like an interview of Ashley Tisdale. Totally random, but I'm like, oh, okay. And it was like things you didn't know about Ashley Tisdale, and it was like all of her favorite things. And one of the questions was, who did you last call? And I'm like answering these things in my head. And I'm like, all right, let's call my pastor. How lame.
Okay, so college Bible study just got over. It's a little bit after 9. I got a Facebook message from another DCE in Gilbert who said that there are a bunch of NYG groups that are stranded at the Phoenix airport. They have to spend the night because the system's down and they can't get out farther west where they're coming from, or where they're going to. So there's a possibility that I might be holding an impromptu lock-in tonight at Mount Calvary, because if they need a place to stay and a way to get to and from the airport, we've got the lounge and we've got a fleet of vans, so that would be a way different night than I thought I was gonna have. But I'm still waiting about 15-20 minutes to hear back and see if they were able to get a hotel for the night, or if they're gonna stay at a different church, or if they need to come over here. But I will smash cut right now to the conclusion of that sentence and tell you what I found out. Okay, so I haven't heard back yet, but it's already 9:30. I'm heading home because I haven't seen my wife yet for even a minute, and I hate the days where I don't see her in the morning, I don't see her all day, and I don't see her before she goes to bed. We used to have those all the time at my last job, and I hate them. And so I'm gonna go home and make sure I at least see her before she goes to sleep. And then if I get called back out for this, if I get called back out to take care of this thing, then I will. But I'm at least gonna go say hi to my wife.
He looks scary like that with his eyeballs.
He doesn't like it.
I don't like it either. Oh, he's sad.
Buddy.
Okay, so it's around midnight. Sometimes on the days where I work really late, I have this thing where it's hard for me to go to sleep right away because I feel like I didn't have any day, and I'm trying to fit like all of my after work like regular life into like an hour, and it always pushes into like 3 hours. So, but I was thinking about two things. I was thinking about one, that exact thing. Sometimes your job ends up being your whole day, like your whole life. For that day, and it's really important if you're in that situation that you actually enjoy what you do, and that you're doing something during work that you might do if you weren't working. So like most of what I do for my job is stuff that I would do in my free time anyway, so it makes it a lot easier when you don't have a lot of free time, when you enjoy the thing that you're doing for your job. So that's kind of nice. I'm glad that it worked out that way, because I feel like I'm trying to get whole days out of evenings. But the other thing is, obviously I'm at home. I'm not at Mount Calvary doing a lock-in with those youth groupers. I never heard back from Annie, which I'm taking as good news, because I think that means they're either staying over at Christ, or they found a place through the airline that they could stay, or I hope they're not just crashing at the airport. It would have been a lot of fun and really good footage. There's so much about the Bible that seems so far-fetched and unbelievable. And when you read through like the book of Acts, or some of the other epistles, you hear about these churches like taking care of each other when they're in town, or going out of their way to look out for one another. And I'm just glad that that's not part of the far-fetched, can't believe it parts of the Bible. That we actually live in a city where different church communities get together. They know each other well enough, and they trust each other enough to call at 9 o'clock at night and say, hey, there's a group of students from Portland that need a place to crash. Can they stay with you? And it's cool that we would be in a position that we could say yes and host them. It's just a neat thing for that to be a part of who we are and what we do for each other. It's nice to know that the Christians taking care of Christians part isn't unbelievable. Anyway, I gotta get some sleep. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the morning.